If Excel Fuzzy Lookup isn't working for you, you're not alone. One day it matches names perfectly and the next it won't install, won't show up, or returns blanks and weird matches. The tricky part is that the add-in depends on a few moving pieces: your Excel version, bitness, permissions, and how your data is prepared. So the fix is rarely just one checkbox. In this walkthrough, you'll get a reliable troubleshooting path that starts with the simplest causes and ends with practical alternatives that are often better than the add-in. We'll cover install and enable steps, common error patterns, and data prep that massively improves match quality. Then we'll switch to Power Query Fuzzy Merge, which is built into Excel for many users and is easier to refresh. Finally, you'll learn how to validate fuzzy results, so you can trust the output before it hits a report or a dashboard. Let's make your matching predictable again. Next step. First, a quick mental model of what the Fuzzy Lookup add-in actually is. It's a COM-style Excel add-in that adds a ribbon button and a task pane. It's not the same thing as Power Query, and it doesn't run inside your workbook like a formula. It also relies on local components, which is why it can break after an Office update, a Windows policy change, or a reinstall. Another key point: Fuzzy Lookup is designed for approximate text matching, not for clean relational joins. That means it behaves best when you control the inputs, consistent casing, trim spaces, and a reasonable set of candidate matches. If your tables are huge or your keys are messy, it can look broken when it's really just overwhelmed or producing low-confidence matches. Keep that in mind as we troubleshoot. We're going to separate true installation issues from match quality issues because the fixes are completely different. Next step. Let's start with the most common symptom. You installed Fuzzy Lookup, but nothing shows up in Excel. Before reinstalling anything, check whether Excel is simply hiding it. In Excel, add-ins can be installed but disabled or loaded only when needed. The first thing to verify is that you're opening the correct Excel app. Many machines have multiple Office installs, like a 32-bit Excel shortcut and a 64-bit Excel shortcut, or a Microsoft Store version versus a click-to-run version. If you installed the add-in for one Excel, it won't appear in the other. Next, confirm that the add-in file exists where it should. If it's missing, your install didn't complete or was blocked. If it exists but doesn't load, it's usually a permissions or disabled items issue. The goal here is simple: confirm Excel can see the add-in and is allowed to load it. Next step. Now let's fix the installed but not loaded situation. In Excel options, go to add-ins and look at two lists: COM add-ins and disabled items. If Fuzzy Lookup is in disabled items, enable it first, then restart Excel. If it's in COM add-ins but unchecked, check it and restart. If it's not listed at all, that points back to a failed install or a bitness mismatch. Another common blocker is Excel's security settings. Some environments restrict unsigned add-ins, or they require the add-in path to be trusted. If you're on a managed work device, you may need your IT team to allow it. Also watch for a silent crash on startup. Excel may disable an add-in automatically if it slows startup or throws an error. If that happened, you'll keep re-enabling it unless you fix the underlying conflict. Next step. Bitness is the classic gotcha. Excel can be 32-bit or 64-bit, and the Fuzzy Lookup add-in must match that. A lot of people assume their Windows is 64-bit, so Excel must be 64-bit. That's not true. Many organizations still deploy 32-bit Office for compatibility. So confirm Excel bitness inside Excel, not in Windows. If you installed the wrong version of the add-in, it may install but fail to load, or it may not register correctly at all. Another compatibility issue is Office Edition. Some installs are missing components that older add-ins expect. If you're using a lockdown build, you might not be able to register COM add-ins without admin rights. In that case, the fix is not technical. It's either an IT exception or moving to Power Query Fuzzy Merge, which avoids the COM add-in dependency. Next step. If the add-in loads but behaves strangely, the next step is to identify the failure pattern. One pattern is no matches at all, even when you expect obvious matches. That's often caused by hidden characters, non-breaking spaces, line breaks, or extra punctuation. Another pattern is too many wrong matches, where it pairs unrelated names. That's usually because your matching column is too short or too generic, like matching only on first name or matching on city without state. A third pattern is performance, Excel freezing, or the match taking forever. That can happen when you feed it very large tables or when you allow it to compare too many columns. So before changing settings, isolate the problem. Is it loading, matching quality, or scale? Once you know that, the fix becomes straightforward. Clean data, adjust thresholds, or reduce the candidate set. Next step. Let's talk about data prep, because it's the biggest lever for fuzzy matching. Start by standardizing text. Trim leading and trailing spaces, collapse double spaces, and remove non-printing characters. Next, normalize casing. Fuzzy algorithms usually handle case, but consistent case reduces noise. Then standardize common abbreviations. For example, ST versus street, co versus company, or Intel versus international. If your data includes IDs, like customer numbers, keep them separate from names. Mixing numbers into a name column can confuse scoring. Also, split compound fields when you can. A full address in one cell is harder to match than separate street, city, and postal code. Finally, remove obvious junk tokens like LLC or Inc. if they don't help you distinguish entities. You're not cheating the algorithm, you're giving it cleaner signals. Next step. Once your data is clean, you can tune how strict the matching should be. Fuzzy Lookup uses similarity scoring, and your job is to pick a threshold that fits the risk. If you're matching customer records for billing, you want a higher threshold and more review. If you're grouping messy product descriptions, you might accept a lower threshold. Also consider using multiple columns to match, but only when they add real signal. Name plus postal code is powerful. Name plus country might not help much. Another best practice is to reduce the search space. Instead of matching every row against the entire other table, pre-filter candidates. For example, match within the same state or within the same first letter of the company name. This improves accuracy and speed. And always keep the score output so you can audit borderline matches later. Next step. Even when it works, the add-in has practical downsides. It's not refresh-friendly in the same way Power Query is. If your source data updates weekly, you can end up repeating manual steps. It also doesn't travel well with the workbook. You can send the file to someone else, and the add-in might not exist on their machine. And in managed environments, COM add-ins are often restricted for security reasons. That's why many Excel power users treat Fuzzy Lookup as a one-time rescue tool, not the core of a repeatable process. So if your goal is a workflow you can refresh, share, and automate, it's worth moving to Power Query's Fuzzy Merge. You'll still do approximate matching, but inside a query pipeline that can refresh with one click and can be documented step by step. Next step. Power Query Fuzzy Merge is the most practical alternative for most people. It's built into Excel's Get and Transform tools in many versions, and it's designed for repeatable data shaping. The idea is simple. You load both tables into Power Query, then merge them using a fuzzy match instead of an exact match. You can set a similarity threshold, choose whether to ignore case, and limit the number of matches returned per row. You can also use transformation steps, like cleaning text, inside the query, so the process is consistent every refresh. Another advantage is transparency. Each step is recorded, so someone else can understand what you did. And if you need to combine fuzzy matching with other operations, filtering, grouping, removing duplicates, Power Query is built for that. For ongoing reconciliation tasks, this tends to beat the add-in on reliability. Next step. To get good results in Power Query, focus on two features: transformation steps and match configuration. First, do your text cleanup in the query itself. That way, the cleanup is not a separate manual step you might forget. Second, use the fuzzy merge options thoughtfully. A higher threshold reduces false positives, but increases missed matches. If your dataset has lots of near duplicates, consider returning multiple matches, then expanding and sorting by similarity to review the top candidates. Another powerful option is using a transformation table, sometimes called a mapping table. This is where you define known equivalences, like IBM equals International Business Machines, or ST equals Street. Power Query can use that to improve matching consistency. It's especially helpful for industry-specific abbreviations. This turns fuzzy matching from guesswork into a controlled system you can maintain. Next step. Sometimes the best alternative isn't fuzzy at all. If you can create a stable key, you should. For example, if you're matching companies, you might build a normalized key by removing punctuation, removing legal suffixes, and taking a standardized name. Or you might combine fields into a composite key, like last name plus date of birth, or product code plus pack size. Another approach is a two-pass match. Do an exact match first on clean keys, then run fuzzy only on the leftovers. That reduces risk and speeds things up. If you're dealing with addresses, consider matching postal code exactly and street name fuzzily. That's a hybrid approach that keeps accuracy high. The big idea is to use fuzzy matching as a targeted tool, not the default. The more structure you can add, the less you rely on similarity guesses. Next step. No matter which method you use, you need a quick validation routine. Start by sampling. Take a random set of matched pairs and verify them manually. Then focus on the risky zone, matches near your threshold, like scores just barely passing. Those are where false positives hide. Also check for duplicates, where one source row matches multiple target rows. That might be valid, but often it signals ambiguous data. Build simple checks, count unmatched rows, count one-to-many matches, and track the distribution of similarity scores. If you're using Power Query, you can keep these checks as separate queries that refresh alongside your main output. This is what turns fuzzy matching into something you can trust in a business process. You don't need perfection. You need controlled error rates and a clear way to review exceptions. Next step. Let's wrap it up with a simple decision guide. If fuzzy lookup won't load, start with enablement, disabled items, and bitness. If it loads but matches poorly, clean and standardize your text. Then tune thresholds and reduce the candidate set. If you need a process you can refresh and share, move to Power Query Fuzzy Merge and consider a transformation table for known synonyms. And if accuracy matters more than convenience, build stable keys and use fuzzy only as a second pass. That's the real upgrade. Less chaos, more control. If you want, I can also outline a repeatable template: exact match, fuzzy match, exception review, and final output. If this was helpful, subscribe for more Excel and Power Query workflows that hold up in real files. And leave a comment with your situation. Are you matching A, names and companies, or B, addresses and locations? Subscribe to keep optimizing your workflow and get back more of your time.